brothers and sisters, generals, those who've been riding along with a brother. As I always say, man, I am forever grateful. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I thank you and salute you. And it's been a few days since a brother has spoke. Thought I'd share some things, and as you can see in the title, it's a lot of things that I want to share, and just be thankful for the great content creators out here, our families, those who are standing upright, male or female, brother or sister. That's just doing what we got to do in this human body, because as we all know, this human body can be a challenge sometimes. It just depends on who we are as an individual, how strong we can be, how much willpower we have, and things we have learned from in the past. I always say in my book, I like to bring up every now and then, Unlocking the Vault. And I'm up to 47 if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, I'm going to do 50. And it's just things that I speak on in my subconscious, and I write it down. It's good to write, read, all those things that keep us sharp, because we accumulate so much knowledge. As I said before, we have to write it down. It's good to have good, clean knowledge, have fun, enjoy our lives, do what we do as humans. But, don't forget that knowledge, something that can keep us straight in life, keep us focused, and keeping our eye on that sparrow of being free, mind, body, and soul the best way we can, and conquer any battle in that psyche. Because that's the battleground right there. That's the war zone, that psyche. So you win there, you win on the outside. And focus on what we see, hear, and feel. And the good old listening, smelling, and touching. Because listening is different than hearing. Because we can hear all day, but are we listening? And again, this is me too, folks. And I always got to honor, salute to the great generals of our ancestors that did everything they had to do. And listen to that call from that great, great divine. That's brother or sister, general, far or near. Man, I thank them. And anyone in our family that may have transitioned, that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. That's how we got to keep that spiritual realm righteous, spiritual realm strong. We got to speak strong, boldly, with conviction. Again, that's for me too. I like learning. It's wonderful, And as I've said, we got to do a spiritual invoice, just an invoice overall on ourselves sometimes, just to, see how far we've come. The old saying that many of us heard, and I like to say, and something that, affirmation is something I like to say to myself. We might not be where we want to be, but thank that great divine, we are not where we used to be. And that's brother or sister, man, male or female, general, family. Just be thankful and keep forging forward. And appreciate the knowledge that we have gained or accumulated. And I want to get into some knowledge I've accumulated from brothers and sisters and family, right off the top. Salute to one's family. Because another thing I've said, wouldn't be no chosen ones or generals out here or righteous reachers and teachers without our mother, father, grandparents, so on and so forth. So they're included too, that's just something that we just got to keep in our mind, depending on who we are. I really can't speak for everybody else, but my family been there for me. So, we got to put them in there too, as well as other things that help us along the way. So that's at the top of the list of appreciating the knowledge that we have gained or accumulated. And that can be any kind of knowledge, experiences of life. It could be education. It could be a spiritual knowledge. It can be from a child. And remember, we're a leader and a teacher, but with a student spirit. We can learn just as much from the youth as they learn from us. But a lot of us that's been on this planet for a while, we should know better if we're what? Healthy, mind, body, and soul. Just some certain things we get past a certain age that we shouldn't be doing, at least in my opinion, because what we put out, say it together, folks, is what the heck we get back. And again, you don't even have to be this deep righteous or deep spiritual person. Just do the right thing and the rest will follow. That's how the universe works. That's how nature works. That's how that great divine works. Start with a right heart, just a good heart, no wrong intentions. be surprised where it could lead you. And it could lead you to a lot of knowledge that can help us. Again, don't always have to be education. Just listening to the lessons of life will catapult us to where we need to be. Righteous in the present, righteous in the future. It's wonderful. Set down that blueprint that Martin Luther King Jr. spoke on. May he rest in peace and in power. And keep building, brothers and sisters. Just keep building. Always remember the wonderful results that we have come through by what? Making the right choice. Just that alone can have an impact. It ain't always got to be, again, a lot of us say this, and I say this all the time. Just start right where we are and keep working our way out. Ourselves, children, family, significant other, if we have one. But just start with ourselves and just be who we are and let it radiate. Let it flow like Mother Nature. Let it flow naturally, and just keep building, As long as we're real in the heart, we don't have to worry about having a faulty foundation. It's wonderful. Then that's what knowledge will do. I've learned from my family. That's why I put my family first. God, family, children, and I've learned from brothers and sisters along the way in the world and online. It's wonderful to give honor to those we have got knowledge from, because it's a lot of things I didn't know. It's wonderful, to be honorable like that. It's a really great feeling and a great vibration. It just gives you chills through your body when you just being a good, wholesome person, the best way we can, as brother and sister, family, be in that right space. You won't do nothing but benefit you later. Positivity or being positive is free. Negativity can cost you. I say that from time to time. But I wanted to read some knowledge that I had come across, because I appreciate all the knowledge that I have come across or gained, as I said, or accumulated. And I'm going to start off with the great Professor Griff. And I actually got papers wrote down when I used to listen to his lectures as I spoke on. Because when I do speak and do these podcasts, and with my son, Lord Lamont, salute. I take it serious. I like doing them with him too. But I just took a little break and just had to assess some things in one's own life, because that's what we got to do to keep ourselves strong, firm. We have to take an assessment of our own lives. Real talk. We can't just tell everybody else what to do. We have to practice what we're teaching. Again, it's more for me, and that's like an affirmation for myself. But teach. Notice I said teach, not preach, because you learn from a teacher. Depending. I said this before too, but I like to say it. Depending on who the preacher is, you only feel good from a preacher. And pun is intended. But there are some good pastors out there. And, we don't have to split hairs. We know who we are. So I want to speak on the great Professor Griff, because he's one of the first people that I started listening to. And I used to listen to his lectures. And I had some stuff wrote down. I learned like Revelation. He talked about Revelation. And then evolution. What we got? No, revolution and evolution sound the same. And I remember him teaching that in one of his lectures. And if you take off the R, it spells evolution. I thought that was dope. So we got revolution, then we got evolution, and it's a cosmic change. And that's something I learned from Professor Griff. And of course, everybody knows what his channel is, Serious Minds. And I listen to him from time to time. And the date on this is 6/23. So it was 2023, 6. So, and that would be what? Let me see. What would that be? June? Yeah, I had to get the counting. Excuse me. June. Yeah, because my birthday is in July 7th. So that was 6/23. That was June 23, 2023. And I actually started listening to him as far as back as probably 2000, give or take a few years. I've been listening to Griff for a while. And I got a lot of his old lectures, even before he got his channel. I was listening to him. And no, actually, yeah, it was right when YouTube first started, actually. So yeah, whatever year that was, I had to do the math. But yeah, salute to Professor Griff that has helped me a lot. I've learned a lot from Professor Griff and others that he has collabed with, other brothers and sisters that he has collabed with on his team too, because he got some good brothers and sisters on his team. So salute to Professor Griff, man, and I've learned a lot from him. And that's appreciating our knowledge, brothers and sisters. And I've learned some of my own too. I've researched things and and done things on my own. But I've also learned from others. You can have a family member or a righteous brother or sister that will inspire you to explore one's mind, as well as exploring the world, because that's vital too. Something I learned on this walk. And so salute to Professor Griff. Just wanted to give him some honor, because that's what being on this journey and being a general brother or sister, righteous brother or sister, is all about. Gotta honor one another, even in spirit. It's wonderful, because remember, it's a vibration, and that's when that great divine, Mother Nature, and the universe goes off of vibration. All right, infinite. And this is something I think Professor Griff spoke on, but I'm gonna read it. People know what this is, but I just wanted to read it. These are all things I got wrote down. So, infinite, endless in space, extent or size, impossible to measure or calculate. Mercy of God. Yes. So that's what God is like. It's infinite. Like I always say, none of us, we can speculate and estimate, but none of us will never know how big or vast the universe is. Kind of the same thing with that great divine. Like I always say, we'll never know the full glory or the full power of that positive force, because we wouldn't be able to handle it. So just one's theory, one's opinion. That's why we get little gifts in increments, because we wouldn't be able to handle the whole thing. Some of us, depending on who we are. That's why great divine give us different gifts at different times, some big, some small, because some of us are not ready. At one time, I wasn't ready, for this walk. So we know when we know, and only that great divine can give us the answer. We always feel it in the gut of our soul. It's just a matter of listening to that call, because as I said before, and a lot of us say, we all get that call. Just some of us don't listen to it and want to do our own thing and go against that force. Then that life, like I said, is a full circle. We always end up coming back to that divine force, because I don't care who we are. Because at the end of the day, that's what rules overall. The great divine, Mother Nature, in that universe. And I'm standing on that. I've had too many things, as well as others in my family, brothers and sisters I've met, stories I've heard. There's just too many divine things out there. Too many. It's not a coincidence, When you had synchronicities a lot, it almost becomes normal. So there is no coincidence. Everything happens for a divine reason. That's actually something my mother say. Salute to my mom. All right, so that was something. I'm going to bring up Professor Griff. And of course, I'm going to play some songs. I'm going to play a couple songs that I got in mind. One is We Are In Here. And that's kind of a salute to DMX. Rest in peace and in power. Because he made a song called We In Here. And another song called No Hate that I'm going to play here in a minute. Just wanted to speak a little more and wanted to read some stuff that I had wrote down throughout the years that I have gained knowledge. Again, appreciate, any knowledge, good knowledge that help us appreciate knowledge we have gained. I'm so serious. It's more than just a title. Appreciate it and use it, but don't take it for granted. And I'm telling you, just use it for the betterment of humanity and or culture the best way we can. It could be small space, big space, limelight, not the limelight. Just do the right thing, even when no one's looking. It can be challenging, but try it. I'm telling you. And once we do it, guess what? That good, it will come back. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's physics. That's physics, brothers and sisters. That's physics. Keep doing right. You gotta stay with it though. You gotta be authentic with it. And don't worry about it. Just great divine will lead the way. Mother Nature. Study nature. Look up stuff. I've done papers on that, as I said. I did a paper on the bear. I did one on the tiger. I did one on the elephant. I did one on the eagle. I did one on the crow. And I think it's one more. I can't think of all of them. But I did some studies. I think I did one on the lion too. And I like to reiterate that a lion is the true beast of the jungle. Is the real king of the jungle. If you look it up, tiger is, did I say lion? If I said that wrong, I meant to say a tiger is the real beast of the jungle. If I didn't say that, sound like I said lion. But yeah, if you look it up, I forget how big it is, but a tiger is like, I don't know, 20 to 50 times bigger, or 10 to 20 times bigger than a lion, and it runs by itself. And as I said, the lioness is what does all the work. The female lion, you know what a lioness is. And just my opinion, the lion don't do nothing but lay around and have sex. Real talk. It maybe protect the cave, but it is the lioness, the female, that does all the work. So that's the difference between a lion and a tiger. And I learned that by studying it, looking it up, writing it down, and writing is good because we get the knowledge in our subconscious, and you never know when it'll come back up. See, when you're in the right space, brothers, sisters, generals, family, you be amazed what come up in our subconscious when we need it right there in our life. That's why it's good to go back down through the knowledge, write things down. You'd be amazed. You could use it in the present and or future. You just never know. So that's why I like writing stuff down. And yeah, and I got some stuff wrote here, some other things I wrote. Salute to Professor Griff, as I said. And I even got a full page of content creators that helped along this walk, because it's a lot of great brothers and sisters I've met online that inspired me to do what I'm doing now, as well as my son, Lord Lamont. I'm inspiring him, and that's how it works, man. A righteous ripple effect, man. That's when listening and comprehending, man, it's beautiful. When you take it, incorporate it into your life, and you teach others. We become a leader and teach others to become leaders themselves, because a leader is more than a physical thing, which is that's great too if you got a good leader, brother or sister, but it's got to come, what we all say, in the pit of that soul. You got to have it within. All right, and I want to read some other stuff. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I want to read some other things that I had wrote, and I guess I'll run down the list. I guess I can do that now. I'll run down the list of content creators that helped a brother, that inspired a brother, and opened up things in me I never knew I even knew I had. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm gonna go through it real quick, and then I'm gonna play a couple songs, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read some more knowledge, brothers and sisters. And we all should do this. A little inventory. This is what I call a spiritual invoice, a little inventory on one's life, and just seeing the fires that we have just blazed through, and will blaze through many more. Real talk. Great Divine didn't get a lot of us, whether family, brother, sister, general, reacher, teacher, didn't get a lot of us to this point for nothing. We all in the space we in right now for a reason. And, I so hardly, I'm standing on that. Just look at the things that we have come through to get us to the space that we are in. It's beautiful. All right, I want to run through these names that my top content creators, and this was 2023 when I wrote this list, but a lot of these content creators that I'll name off, I started listening to them as far back as 2015, so I'm gonna run through them real quick, and then I'm gonna play a couple songs I named, and come back and read off some more knowledge that I wanted to share with my current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. Just wanted to share knowledge I have gained and learned. Maybe I can inspire those who are listening. As I always say, anything knowledgeable or positive that you hear from me, my son, Lord Lamont, take it, pass it on to someone else. That's what it's all about. Because it's about building generals out here, not talking down on nobody or trying to up nobody or down nobody. It's being level, balanced, so we all can be one, All right, so I'm going to run through these names. And the first one is Professor Griff, because he's one of the first ones that I began to listen to. And the second one is Dr. Umar. I know he has things in the media, and I know he hasn't been the most perfect, but I did learn some things from Dr. Umar. This was way, like I said, this back in 2015, 2000. It's been a while. So, and the third one is Young Pharaoh. I know he had challenges, and he was another one. What I learned from Young Pharaoh is about that word one, how we should say one, instead of I. And I learned this from Young Pharaoh. This is back when Young Pharaoh was on fire. He had YouTube on lock. And I learned from him. So, I never erased him off the list. I'm not in that brother's life. So, things we do is between that great divine and us anyway, So, but I learned from him about the word one, about saying the word one. So I started saying it, because it was a time I didn't say that, That's something I learned along this journey. See, again, as many of us probably already know, but brothers and sisters, generals, those who are listening to another edition of EBX discussion. And this is Egypt on my banner here. I meant to talk about, aka Kemet. That's something else I learned. I didn't know that at one time. It's actually the original name of Egypt is Kemet, but you have to look that up. That'll be something for the listeners. Little homework. Look up Kemet and see what it really means, and see how Egypt came to be, and all the falsehoods and all the false stories that's tied into that. But I won't get into that because I've kind of studied that too. And Professor Griff went in on things. It's a lot of teachers like Professor Griff, brother or sister. They have went in on the origins of Kemet, but I won't get into that. But on that, again, that's just some more knowledge that we appreciate that we have gained. All right. Yeah, but I learned from young Pharaoh about that word one. And so salute to him. I hope that great divine in his life. I hope he's doing okay, And the next one on the list is Brother Kwaku, which I met through Brother Lance Scurv. I actually met both of those. Well, not met them, but I seen them on. These are brothers I only seen online, never met them in person. And all the ones I just read. And Brother Kwaku and Lance Scurv, I met them or I heard them speak at the same time, basically, because that's how I came across Brother Kwaku was on Lance Scurv platform. So salute to those brothers, and I learned a lot from them and their team, other brothers and sisters that they have had on their platform. I've learned from. So that's just again 2015. I still listen to these brothers today, and it's wonderful. So this is a part of Black history too. That's why I'm doing this. I'm just going down through a Black history invoice. These are all the things I actually got these wrote down. So I take what I do very serious. I don't just get on here and just speaking just to be speaking. I take it serious. I tell my son this. I'm not a perfect brother. I don't do everything right. But when it comes to lifting a brother or sister or a child or trying to be positive, I take it very serious. Because it's a lot of individuals out here dealing with a lot of things. We all have either got struggles or have been through struggles or going through struggles. So always keep that in mind. So just try to be encouraging and share things that help me and keep me straight and keep me focused. So, and I got sisters on here too. I'm just going through the brothers. So thank those brothers. I learned a lot from them. Real talk, and inspired me. I'm telling you, a lot of these, I'm telling you, they helped me get me to the space one is in. Again, as well as my family too. That's why I mentioned them first. All right, the next one on the list is Kareem Blizz Johnson. I've learned from him. He's a great brother, and he's shown me love, as well as Lance and Brother Kwaku. They've shown me love, when I've commented and stuff. So I've got so many loves from Lance. I got a lot of them, and Kareem Blizz and Brother Kwaku, and so they do reach out. So and the next one is Doggy Diamonds. Doggy Diamonds have showed me love in the past. I haven't listened to him in a while because it's a lot of platforms. So I try to support who I can, and because I work and I get busy sometimes. So salute to Doggy Diamonds. And the next one is like some of these brothers I haven't listened to in a while. And the next one is New Breed Global, and he's a good brother to listen to. Trend Genius, good brother. I like listening to him. And sometimes he'll scare you. He be on point, man. He's like, man, he got a gift. And that a lot of these content creators, they have a gift, man. Another one is For No Fame. He has a lot of insight on celebrities and stuff, and gives you the meat on it. And Eddie Griffin, I like listening to him sometimes. Nino Brown, I haven't heard him in a while. And another content creator is Chess Not Checkers. And okay, we're gonna get to the sisters. Positively Angela. I like listening to her. Very inspirational. A good sister I met from Lance Scurv's platform is Queen Mayat Rogers. I've mentioned her before. Great sister, very supportive. Tatiana Queen, I like her way she speak. Very spiritual, very warm sounding. And then we got Divine Healing, which is another sister I love listening to. Great sister, inspirational. Then we got Mindset. That's another sister. She's, again, warm heart, spiritual baddie. I listen to her. These are sisters. I like listening to her. She's beautiful. She's one of those sisters. She just radiates with beauty within, and it shows on the outside. Sometimes being attractive is more. It's more than that. It's just you can even feel it within, and she's one of those sisters. So sometimes you can feel that, even if you haven't even around them. If you got a good intuition and you don't have wrong intent, and we just have a listening heart, we'll feel the realness in the individual, even if they are content creators. Again, if we in them right circles, we'll know who the real family is, real brothers and sisters are, and who the real generals are in the world and online. So I just wanted to read some of those names. And again, that's back 2015, probably a little earlier than that. I tell you, again, I take this divine walk and knowledge and things that I have gained. I appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Real talk. So salute to that great divine for having my family in my life when I needed them, and the great brothers and sisters that I have met along the way. And that's in the world, online. I mean, everybody, those in the past, fam, my peers I grew up with. Everything happens for a divine reason. It's just who we are as an individual, right? Generals, brother, sister, Again, we've been on this planet for a while, and we are somewhat healthy mentally. No such thing as regret, brothers and sisters. There are lessons to get us to that ground that we standing on right now. So, all right, when I come back, I'm going to read some more things I have wrote down. Again, I just wanted to share some knowledge, things that I wrote down in the past, 2023, 2022. August 12th. I'm telling you, I got stuff written down. Like I say, I take this stuff serious. Again, when the divine gives us generals out here, all our brothers and sisters, when it gives us tools, we never know when we gonna need them. So that's why we gotta stay in them righteous spaces. Not a corny thing, not a holier than thou. It's just, again, we in this human body, we just don't know what could happen down the road. But what I always say, folks, that great divine, Mama Nature, and that universe always knows. So this is what I'm doing right now, and what many of us are doing. This shift that we are feeling, it's not a coincidence. All right, so I want to get to this song. I'm gonna play a couple songs. I think I'm gonna play one, and I'm gonna speak a little bit, and then I'm gonna play another, because I want to kind of play them back to back, so I can get back to sharing some more knowledge with you brothers and sisters and generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that views, salute, and play both songs back to back. And all right, so I gotta play around with the computer for a minute. Yep, and the first one will be We Going In. All right, hold on for a minute, brothers and sisters. All right, I gotta play around with the computer for a minute, and I'll be right back after this. We going in, we ain't playing. We've come into that knowledge, and it's time to raise up some generals out here. So here we go. Man, we up in here. Yeah. We ain't got no fear. Rah. I said we up in here. Brothers and sisters. One with that light, have that light. Own that light, one with that light, be one with that light, have that light, grab that light. Cause we up in here, rah. We ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, stay on this beat, what I do, making it through. I help me, help you, we never lose, never confuse. I am here to teach and reach, make us see, keep us free, and be a righteous beast in these streets. Always here and around, always down. He'll do this on this sound. Positive stuff, thankful God has kept me all around, pushing through with good news. Got no time for no blues. Wanna live one family, my sisters and my dudes. Woo, G, cause we up in here. On that light, grab that light, on that light. We ain't got no fear. Grab that light, on that light, grab that light. Cause we up in here. Rah, on that light, have that light, on that light, one with that light, have that light. Man, we up in here. Yeah, we ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, cause we up in here. On that light, one with that light, grab that light. Yeah, doing right, up to the sky. Do I transition? Cause we don't die. Got that knowledge in our brain. Make it in this life, never go insane. Yeah, take care of our shit. Don't ever, man, pass no blame. Yeah, good things I'm teaching you to keep and make us live and watch all our family, especially our kids. Schooling you, schooling me. We can make it both be free. I don't give a damn about no money, man. Fuck a fee. Know why? Cause we up in here. Yeah. We ain't got no fear. Brothers
some of you up in here.
All right, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we up in here. You know, we doing the dang on thing. Now, sorry about that, brothers and sisters, which that's going to be the next song. Sorry about that. Yeah, we up in here. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're going to have computer glitches. You know, ain't always about being perfect. We going to mess up sometimes. But I wanted to play this song called No Hate, you know. Don't hate on me, I won't hate on you. So I'll be back and read some more knowledge that I have wrote down and one has accumulated, as well as my other brothers and sisters that may have listening. Be thankful of the knowledge that we have come across. All right, here we go.
EBX is for my generals, my family, my children. Lord Lamar, salute. Don't hate on me, shit, I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? Shit, my sisters and my dudes. Shit, don't hate on me, shit, and I won't hate on you. Hey, do you know what we've been through? Shit, because it's too much to lose. Yeah, I'ma do what I gotta do. I gotta make it through. I try my best, man, to tell the truth. I got my family and my children all up in my soul. I want us to vibrate, never low. A real high, somewhere up in the sky. I want all of us to make it and just rise. Connect our brains and yeah, stay up on this plane and keep on doing this, yeah, and remain on this ground. Thanking God I'm around, that I'm so blissful. Positive sound, never stop this. Loving this hip hop, no fear. Yeah, gotta keep on going, yeah, with our gifts. Woo! Yeah. Don't hate on me. Don't, I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? Yeah. Don't hate on me, yeah, and I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? Yeah. My sisters and my dudes. Don't hate on me. I'm standing on fire. It's God I admire. It's that is something that will lift us higher. A spirit in my soul. Yeah, I gotta go on the track, never low. I stay up on the top of our brain, you see. Cause in the streets, man, you know we gotta be free. Never stop this on this music, man. I just gotta do it. Get it out my soul. Holler in this life, I make it through it. I never ever lose this, man. I'm so swift. I'm thinking and I'm loving everybody with gifts. The males, females, that's doing in this time and on this grind. Just listen to this word I'm dropping in these rhymes. Don't hate on me, and I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? My sisters and my dudes. Don't hate on me. Guess what? I won't hate on you. And to my sisters and my dudes, I bet we won't lose. I bet we won't lose. Real talk, can't hate on each other. Everybody got gifts. One love to my family, Lord Lamont, all the brothers and sisters that's just trying to live right in this life. Keep fighting these challenges, but hating on each other, we won't get nowhere. Don't hate on me, and I won't hate on you. And do you know what we've been through? Man, we just can't lose. To my sisters and my dudes.
Yes, sir. And I meant every word of that. Real talk. Yeah. You know, some of these songs I make, I freestyle them. You know, some of them I write, some of them I freestyle. It just depends on how I feel. You know, it's you know, that's why I say again, appreciate the knowledge we have gained or accumulated. You know, it's beautiful. You know, because again, we never know when it'll come back up. You know, so. That's why that's the true reason why we be righteous. Real talk. Cause again, you know, it's many of us say this. It just sounds like a broken record, but you know, of course, there's always individuals that just, I don't know. They think they can override this divine force and just do what they want in this life and think there'll be no repercussions. Well, I feel sorry for you if you think that, but we gotta suffer righteously. We go through the struggle without hurting others, because it is. Oh, I'm rhyming. But we do that so we can see through the fire, because as many of us say, if we're living with toxicity deep within, how the hell we gonna be able to see things and better outcomes and better results in our life if we're not seeking to be right, if we're not seeking to see what we can do to help, and go into our own core. We get into a situation or been in a situation, and we always do a little assessment on ourselves. Okay, what did I do wrong, or what didn't I, or what can I do right? Not saying that we did wrong, but just keeping ourselves straight. So, because again, one of my things I always like to say, never get to a space where we can't listen or learn or think we know everything, because there's always something to learn. And if you get to a space where we think we're right all the time, and I'm not, some brothers and sisters that do this now, we know who we are. We don't have to split hairs, but a lot of us have experience, not listening to that divine voice within, or not listening to something or advice or something, and we just, override that intuition that so many of us speak on. Intuition is more than just a word. It is not just for person, place, or thing. It's what's the most important being in the whole wide world that we need to have intuition about? Ourselves, because that's where it begins with self. Like my banner here, Egypt, aka Kemet. Like it says on the walls in Kemet, know thyself. And there was a time I didn't know that. I've learned that and read up on it and researched and heard other brothers and sisters say that. But I'm gonna tell you, the one brother that I first heard that from was Brother Kwaku. That was the first brother I ever heard say, know thyself. When I first heard that, I didn't really know what it meant. I did, but I didn't. Not till we start, because we learn knowledge. We comprehend it, we listen to it, but we really don't really see the meaning until we start walking the journey, till things happen. Then that knowledge come into play, and that's right there. That's why we keep, good things within, things that'll help us on this walk, things that'll help our families, ourselves in the future, whether financial or mental, especially the mental, because as you all know, all else will fail if the mental isn't right. The body always follows the mind. That's facts. So that's why we, absorb knowledge. We explore in our mind and in the world, and that's something Malcolm X spoke on. And as I said, I wrote papers. I tell you folks, again, I take this serious. I'm appreciating the knowledge that I have gained and or accumulated. So I pass that advice on to those who are listening. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I've read, let me see. I'm going to read, maybe 2 more pages. I got a lot of stuff. I got so much stuff. I probably got 10 shows of stuff I've written. Yes, and rhymes. I've got notebooks after notebooks. If I've kept every rhyme I've ever wrote, I don't know how many notebooks I've had. I'm talking about dating back to the 90s, brothers and sisters. I've been writing rhymes. Yes. So I got notebooks and paper. Man, I got papers all over this house, all over my house. But I wanted to read a little bit of what I wrote down for Malcolm X, and I'm a outro out, my brothers and sisters, with Be Like an Oak Tree. And I actually looked that up, and I wrote down a summary. And this was 2023, February 1st. I wrote this. All right, but I want to read a little something from Malcolm X. I'm not going to read all the pages because I've written maybe 3 or 4 pages on Malcolm X, and I've talked about this in the past. So I just wanted to read it to let those know that I'm not just talking, and I really do seek out knowledge, and in my mind, in the world, person, place, thing. Treat this world like a noun, folks. Break it down. Now I'm just gonna read a little bit of what I learned from Malcolm X, and I wrote this. No, this says this is a speech Malcolm X said, April 13th, 1964. Malcolm X goes to Africa. He said traveling widens our scope. This is something Malcolm X said. And he discovered that there were different types of people, not everybody is evil, is what he was saying. All right. Now we got June 1964. He had a lawsuit by, I really don't want to read that, but this is stuff I wrote down off the biography. So there's not nothing I'm just saying, for myself. This is something I've actually looked up and wrote down. All right. This was June 1964, a lawsuit by Islam that they wanted him, allegedly wanted him dead. They were jealous of Malcolm's leadership. Some people were, maybe not all, and still is to this day. That's just one's opinion and theory, but that's something I looked up in a biography and wrote down. All right. I got February the 4th, 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. This is one of those hard pills. I looked this up. And many of us know this and already know, but I'm just, again, it's stuff I wrote down. All right. Led demonstrators in Selma, Alabama. Malcolm disagreed with Martin's strategy, but sees value in other leaders. Well, he saw the value in Martin Luther King, but didn't like some of the strategies. Like when he, we all heard Malcolm, Martin Luther King Jr. May he rest in peace and in power. He said he felt like he led his people into a burning house. We all, but I'm thankful that he came to those terms before that great divine called him home. So, and I think his spirit was whole when he transitioned. That's why he's still alive today, because he did have right in his heart. He just, I always like to use that example Tupac said, it is so hard to be an angel when you're surrounded by devils. So I always kind of put myself in that space when I think about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and many others that were leaders of our times, and sisters too, because it can be very challenging. So, but that's just stuff I read. People have to take their own, do their own research, form their own opinions. So, all right. And then, of course, February 21st, 1965, Malcolm X transition. He was shot. And just let me see, something else that he said that I wrote down, that one of his daughters said that there were strings pulled behind his transition. Of course, we all know that. And unfortunately, it come through some Negroes tied into white supremacy. But this is stuff I wrote down. There's a lot of stuff we already know. See, I'm right there with you, my brothers and sisters, my great reachers and teachers. I've been studying too. It's a wonderful thing when we appreciate the knowledge that we have gained, right? Just think of all the great things that help us get it to this, like I said, to the space we in. It's wonderful. It's beautiful, and it never stops. The levels never stop until we what of us great teachers say, until we transition, and let's make it a much of an easy transition as possible. We don't know the future, but we can damn sure anticipate it. We've set that blueprint, make that plan, and keep that building firm, strong. No toxicity, none, not even a little bit, because a little can turn into a lot. All right, the music industry, something else I wrote. Hip hop changed in the late 80s and 90s. This is actually something I learned from Professor Griff. Hip hop changed in 1991, late 80s and 90s. Unknown business associate to the industry meetings were held in LA to change the course of hip hop for the worse. For the worst thing, rap, gangster rap, violence and drugs, etc. Music industry fund private prisons, allegedly, and banks. Banks run the world. And this, and I spoke on the past how I feel about banks. And this is just a few things I wrote down. I've got a whole lot more. And I even wrote down about Malcolm X when he said they taught us to hate, or we learned hate from them. And that's a spell that a lot of our brothers and sisters are going to have to bring our asses out from under. Because what I say, folks, you can't, in order to break a spell, we have to know we're under one, And again, it's not always sways and ways of the world or the white man. We got to know when it's us, brothers, sisters, real talk. And again, that's a me too, So that's why you heard me just a little while ago. I ran through all the brothers and sisters that I have learned from That's what it's about. Even in our spirit, that's why you always hear me speak on a family spirit. Even if we're single, even if we're by ourselves, we can still have good thoughts within. Why do we do this? Because it's a vibration, and it will come out. And what do we always say? What are our great reachers and teachers always say, brother or sister? What we harbor inside. And I don't have to go any further because I say that so much, but just reiterating, just giving a little confirmation of what a lot of us are there, but a little confirmation never hurts. All right. Thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion. Again, brothers and sisters, man, appreciate the things we come across, things we've learned, things that's helped us. Pay attention to the small things, watch our impulses, master one's emotion. You breeze through this life. You can stay balanced when you master one's emotions. Now, is it easy? No. Will there be talent? Will there be challenges? Yes. But when we study, like you heard me reading, and we stay on point, we'll be ready. It won't even really be a challenge. Some things are laughable, but we don't laugh at those who are trying, who are trying to get somewhere, and maybe circumstances, have got them in the position they're in. Because I don't make light of none of that. Again, when we're at a certain level of awareness, we'll know who the real ones are. We won't have to be paranoid and have a chip on our shoulder and looking over our shoulder, none of that crap. When you're in the righteous space and you're just trying to be right, or you are being right, we don't worry about things like that. We keep our eye on the sparrow and forge forward, be the generals right where we are. Start with ourselves, children, family, significant other, if we have one, especially ourselves. That's the most important, as we all know. And stay strong, firm, like an oak tree. Remember I said I wanted to read something I studied, and this is 2023, February 1st. Something about that February, even what I read from Malcolm X. What is with that February? Yeah, and all right, yeah, I want to read what an oak tree is like. And a lot of us are like an oak tree. And, an oak tree can withstand any storm, never bends, never wavers, even through the midst of the storm. Again, none of us are perfect. Don't mean we're just invincible, brother or sister, but we can think invincible, block out all boundary breakers, block out all peace breakers. You know what I mean? Gotta have peace within. We don't have peace within, we're not going to have it out in the world. Real talk. Peace is so very important. It's more than just a word, and a lot of us, as you hear many of us speak on, man, do you know what we went through to create this peace, because having peace is not an easy thing. Sometimes it really isn't. And sometimes you got to hurt people to have peace. But long as we don't have malice or evil or venom or none of that within, just know sometimes we have to kind of build, hold up those boundaries, but not to hurt no one, not to be malice, just to keep ourselves straight, especially if we're trying to reach out to others, because we got to be straight. Again, can have toxic stuff going on within and trying to reach out to others, and but we keep good things within so we can have good things projected out, basically, best way we can, just being honest with oneself, and we'll vibrate, brother, sister, general. All right, now I'm gonna lead off, or I'm gonna outro out with this summary or definition of the oak tree. And this is what a lot of us are and can be, if we haven't got to this being strong like an oak tree. We can get to it. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible when it comes to the strength of the mind, body, and soul. Because there's nothing stronger than the human spirit. I don't give a damn what technology. Natural intelligence is the best intelligence in the world. Because it comes from a heart, All right, and it's come from a vibration, something that a robot can't give. A robot can't give a warm vibration, like the soft touch of a woman, the smell of a woman. You know what I mean? The smell of her skin, and how her touch can. You have a soreness in your back, and she can touch it, and it's just not like your hands. It's not like the same. A robot can't do that. A woman can, a sister. You can be aching somewhere or something, and she'll touch your back, man. You could have a a pinched nerve, and she'll rub your back and she'll rub that pinched nerve right out. Or you have your head be hurt and she could put her hand on your head. You know, if a sister, a woman is vibing like that and right within, they can heal you. They can heal because I don't mean to get all. It just came in my spirit because the female, the sister, they have a nurturing mechanism within them. Great Divine gave females a nurturing system because they have babies. So that's why they have the soft touch. Their skin is more delicate. That's why they have feminine energy, because when they know themselves, they are the nurturer of the home. You know, they got to know they're the nurturers, and they're somewhat like gods. You know, they can make, you know, I say God spirit, not like God over everybody, but they create life, you know. So that's why that Great Divine gave them the soft touch, you know, the feminine energy. Again, a woman can put her hand on your forehead and just make your headache go away, or your soreness in your shoulders. You can rub it out. You know, if she had that good righteous vibration within her, and she's not fake or superficial, you know, you'll feel that vibration. Because when one's intuition, that word I learned from young Pharaoh, when one is vibing and then they recognize the other is vibing, man, it's beautiful, you know. But it can be challenging. But we can't let, you know, past experiences or toxic experiences we may have had dating, I'm talking about romantically or whatever, don't let that, you know, be a burden on others. You know, don't let that make you bitter. Never carry that spirit that it's not even a spirit. Don't even, it's toxin, you know. Never carry bitterness. It's poison. Never carry that from relationship to relationship, whether it's friend, romantic, or family. You know, if we run into a toxic person, place, or thing, leave that toxic thing right where it is. Don't let it consume us. Move on. You know, as well as there's negative energy out here, guess what, brothers and sisters? There's also positive energy out here, because positivity is free. Negativity can cost you. All right, so I want to read this definition of an oak tree, and this is what we are, and this is what we can be. I love rhyming. All right, here we go. My leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's go. The strongest oak tree of the forest is not the one that is protected from the storm and hidden from the sun. It's the one that stands in the open, where it is compelled to struggle for its existence against the winds and rains and the scorching sun. Did you hear that? I'm gonna read it again. The strongest oak tree of the forest is not the one that is protected from the storm, hidden from the sun. It's the one that stands in the open, where it is compelled to struggle. You know, sometimes that Great Divine again, everything happens for a divine reason. For its existence against the winds and rains and the scorching sun. You know, sometimes, again, Great Divine, sometimes we don't know why certain things happen, but we find out later, don't we? Because I've said a million times, life is like a full circle. But when it come back around, brothers and sisters, let's be on the right side of it, you know, and then continue to show that rightness or righteousness to others, because it's beautiful, you know, when we put forth the effort and we put in that action. You know, as great Malcolm X said, when we think better, we talk better. When we think better, we walk better. When we think better, we feel better. When we think better, we act better. You know, it's wonderful, but it takes steps. It takes practice, you know. And I think the center of being a balanced human being, brother or sister, younger or older, again, I know it sounds like a broken record, but mastering one's emotions and not being triggered and giving in to everything. And that's person, place, or thing. And we'll see above and beyond, over the horizon. All right, so that's my positive thought. And that was just some things. I told you it was a lot. And it's a lot more. That's not even half of the knowledge one has accumulated and wrote down. I've learned from my family, brothers and sisters in the world and online. And I even learned from those who ride along with me on my channel, those who comment. Salute, thank you, and I appreciate you, you know. And connect to the real like-minded content creators out here. They are out here, you know. Again, we're in the right circles. We'll know who the real ones are. So just remember that, you know, brothers and sisters. and keep forging forward, and keep doing what we can to keep ourselves straight in wherever part of the world that we are in. So thank those for coming in. Thank you coming into a Kemet podcast. Got the pyramid on here. I was thinking about knowledge. So, and I don't know, I just felt it in my spirit. This banner here, my banner, represents knowledge, because that's where a lot of it kind of comes from. Could be opinion, could be theory, but thank those for riding along. I appreciate you. And may we all keep, brothers and sisters, families, generals, may we all keep that ultimate peace, in your part of the world, wherever we are right now. Salute.